Alright guys, welcome to another speed test, and today we are talking about something different, something special. Of course, we are going to come up with a video in which we will be trying the best custom ROM versus the best custom ROM on another device. But today we have a Derpfest, which possibly is the best custom ROM on the POCO X3 Pro right now. And we also have Project Arcana, which might not be the best, but it is a good performer as well. So let's put these devices against each other head to head on Derpfest for the POCO X3 Pro and Project Arcana on the K20 Pro, along with benchmark speed test in both times, and let's see which one wins. So before we actually get into the details, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell icon because it doesn't cost you anything and it really motivates us to make amazing content like this. If you think you like chatting with like-minded people, join us on Telegram. We have more than 1800 members over there. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and last but not the least, if you think the hard work is worth the effort, please click on the join button and support the channel. Now without further ado, hello awesome people, welcome to PhoneOps. My name is Kailash. Let's get going. Now we have the latest build of the particular ROM on both the devices. Of course, Derpfest, Android 12, Arcana, Android 12, January security patch, and all the other particulars are mentioned on the screen as you can see. Now on the K20 Pro we have the perf kernel, and on this one we have the Shaldia Derp kernel. So it's going to be very interesting. Now the first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to set the POCO X3 Pro to 60 Hz on the display mode, because this device comes with a 60 Hz display. So let's actually go to display over here and let's go to refresh rate and set it to 60 and 60. We will lock it at 60. We will not keep it variable. All right. Now, unfortunately, in the launcher on the K20 Pro, I don't really have a lot of options to increase the icon size and stuff on Arcana. So that's the reason it looks like that, but that's okay, right? We've done a bunch of things and we've tested everything this time before we actually shoot the video. So you will not have any complaints in this particular speed test. And as you can see, everything is cleared in memory, 66, 67, similar battery percentage. We are in a normal room, which is around 28, 29 degrees. So all should be good and the results should be very interesting. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are actually going to do a reboot test. Now remember, reboot times will clearly depend on the ROM performance because we don't have anything in memory. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, Derpfest was definitely quicker on the POCO X3 Pro there, running like a rocket, and it's already started to boot up. Let's see which one wins over here. As far as the reboot test is concerned, the K20 Pro comes now. So in a way, it's probably showing the age, but it could be the ROM as well, because we are going to test Derpfest against Siberia 5.2 on the K20 Pro, because that is arguably the best ROM, and Derpfest winning quite comfortably over here. So now it's time for the actual speed test to be done. Right now we have loaded. We will give it a couple of seconds to go ahead and load all the services and features and stuff. So, and we will also make sure that we don't have anything in memory. Now that we have everything ready, let's start with the games. So BGMI, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, this one clearly loaded faster. I don't know why. It took a while for the POCO X3 Pro to register the touch. But understand, on both the devices, in fact, apart from the iPhone 12, on all my devices, I don't have a screen protector. I don't use a screen protector on these devices. So although this launched late, POCO X3 Pro, of course, is loading faster now. Okay, so the K20 Pro clearly winning by a decent margin there. So let's go to the home screen and Call of Duty Mobile. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Launched a little later on the K20 Pro this time. Let's see here. Now we're going to be on the login screen on this particular game because I've not logged in to Call of Duty Mobile. So is K20 Pro going to load earlier? Let's see here. Oh, almost similar timings. So although the POCO X3 Pro was slightly faster, if you will, like very slightly, Genshin Impact. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, once again POCO X3 Pro taking the cake. Let's see here if it loads the login screen before the Redmi K20 Pro. Yep, it does. So clearly winning there. Now Among Us. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, looks like we have a tie. Let's see here. Yeah, so among us we have a tie now. All right, now it's time for the benchmark application. So enter to benchmark. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, a little faster on the POCO X3 Pro. Geekbench 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, a little faster on the K20 Pro. CPU throttle test 3, 2, 1, go. Once again, the POCO X3 Pro winning there. AQ battery. So let's go 3, 2, 1, go. Similar timings on both. Telegram. Similar timings. Gmail. Similar timings. Twitter. Faster on the POCO X3 Pro there. So Instagram. Okay. Little faster on the K20 Pro. Now system applications. So phone. Faster on the X3 Pro. Messaging. Similar timings. Camera application. Faster on the K20 Pro. And Google Chrome with the default web page. Slightly faster on the POCO X3 Pro. So mixed results over here, although both of them are on different custom ROMs, but 855 to 860, as we have been seeing in a lot of tests till now, is not a significant jump. Of course, we will talk about the benchmark numbers, but before that, let's actually talk about the memory management, right? So let's go here, and as you can see, we have all the applications in memory. The smoothness is there. Let's talk about PUBG Mobile here. Okay. Reloading on the K20 Pro, so not good memory management by Arcana there. And we have this one. Let's see here. Yeah, so both of them are holding that in the memory. What about Genshin Impact? Okay, so similar result on both. Among Us. Wow, it's in memory on both the devices. So most of the time, both the devices on both the ROMs are doing a decent job of memory management. As you can see, it's reloading Antutu. What about Geekbench? In memory. CPU throttle test is in memory. AQ battery is in memory. Telegram is in memory. Gmail, Twitter, Instagram. Oh, Instagram is reloading on both the devices. Okay. Phone, surprise. What about messaging? Reloading on the K20 Pro, Google camera or camera applications reloading on the K20 Pro, and Chrome reloading on the POCO X3 Pro. So most of the time, even in the speed test and in memory management, of course, Derpfest is doing a splendid job to beat the 855. Now let's quickly talk about the benchmark numbers here. So as you can see on this one, I did score about 612,000 initially, and now 606 and 537. So that's around a 70,000 point difference. As you can see, individual points are something you can compare as. The CPU score is about, say, 1,300 points different. The GPU is where the POCO X3 Pro takes the cake, and even the memory, you know, it's much higher over here, 17,000 points, and the UX experience is also better on Derpfest. So that is one thing. Now let's talk about raw horsepower testing, that is the Geekbench scores. Now this is a little surprising because apart from having a slightly higher single core score, the multi-core score is higher on the K20 Pro. So that's a little weird and funny at the same time. Now let's look at the CPU throttle test on both the devices. Okay, 187, 400, 209, 902, 87, 89%. So the max here is 200. So the max score in CPU throttle is lower than the average score. See this, 236.62. This is Mi 11X territory. So K20 Pro does hold its own even in benchmark numbers. But if you talk about smoothness on both the devices, as far as 60 Hz scrolling and stuff is concerned, it's pretty decent. So Arcana is definitely doing a decent job. Now, there is one more motive behind testing different ROMs on different devices. And also, you guys have been telling me to test different ROMs on the same device. Now, I would love to do that, and I'm trying to find a mechanism around it. For example, you know, putting timer on one device and running through apps and then maybe checking that. So probably I'll do it, probably I'll not do it, because I think that method will not give me accurate results unless I have two similar devices on different ROMs next to each other, and that financially is not possible. So all in all, in this particular speed test, what we did learn is Arcana, although it might not be the best custom ROM available for the K20 Pro, it does hold its own even against the best custom ROM on the POCO X3 Pro. The benchmark numbers are considerably high on the POCO X3 Pro on this ROM because it's outright performing great on the POCO X3 Pro. So all in all, Arcana versus Derpfest was a very, very interesting speed test. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about this video. Until the next one, this is Kailash signing off at PhoneOps. Keep smiling, take care, goodbye.